Coach Bill instills in his players and his coaching staff and everybody affiliated with the Patriots organization this Warriors mentality to figure it out. So here we are. What's going on? Cam Newton here, alongside with a very successful businessman, business owner, car dealership, I would say mogul.
Nah, I don't think yet. Maybe one day.
We gotta speak it into existence. I'm here with Dan Obrien, and Dan, introduce yourself.
I'm Dan Obrien, the CEO of the Dan Obrien Automotive Group. We're one of the fastest growing auto groups in New England, and just trying to change the business, I guess.
Yeah. So when we first initially had a conversation about, just life in itself. First off, special shout out to Percy Vaughn, a very well respected person who connected the dots. I think it was important that, as a athlete to a business owner, or as a person who runs a business around people, we share some of the same kind of values or things that allows a business to be successful.
100%.
So for me as a quarterback, I'm like, I got to make sure the offensive line's good. Their Wi-Fi is up, so to speak. The receive, but the same kind of verbiage that you'll use for an offensive line, you can't use for a running back group.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So tell me through the different kind of sectors of a dealership. How does that kind of go?
So basically you have in the store itself, you're going to have a general manager that's kind of running it. He's the quarterback of the dealership. Then you're going to have...
How many general managers is there?
One in each store.
One in each store, okay.
Yeah. And then you're going to have, on the same level, a general sales manager and a service manager. The general sales manager is running the sales department, new and used sales, F&I, and then the service manager is running service and parts. Below that, you're going to have a parts manager, sales managers, finance managers, new car sales managers, used car sales managers that you specialize in what they're going to do.
Right.
Then below that, you're going to have salespeople and service advisors. So your service advisors are, talking to customers that come in to service their car. Your salespeople are selling cars.
Right.
And then you got to have a whole nother level of back office where you're going to have a controller that's overseeing all the books and records for the store. You have an office manager that's running the accounting office. You're going to have multiple people in, from booking deals to booking service to
when you say booking is
like basically booking on our records, like what we sold,
okay,
and all that stuff. So they're basically doing all of your accounting for you. And then off in our centralized area that kind of oversees all the dealerships, I have a chief operating officer, I have a chief financial officer. Then we're going to have individual controllers there too. We're going to have individual centralized accounting people. We're going to have an HR director. We're going to have HR people. We're going to have business development center. So there's so many different areas.
A lot of people. The thing that I respect about you the most, first off, a lot of people don't know you're a young man playing in an old man's sport.
Yeah, about half the age.
How old are you?
36.
36. The average age of a car dealership owner is what age?
74, I think. Yeah, but it's also too it's changing the business, right? Because that 74-year-old that maybe he bought a store when he was 30, right? And now 40 years later, the business has changed 10 times in that time frame, maybe 20. The problem in the automotive business is it used to change. You measure it in years when change would happen. You measure it in minutes now. Things change all the time. There's just from anything, from different laws, regulations, to just how you sell cars and everything. So you got to adapt to it all. And kind of like you talked about egos, it's hard to bring people into our organization that have worked in other car dealerships because we do it differently than everybody else. We just have a different mindset with it. My COO Tom told me once, it's almost like that we're like the New England Patriots, where we have a strict regimen to do things, and people come in and people either love it or hate it, right? It's either it's going to be great, I can do this, I like this structure, or these guys don't know shit.
I could agree. I mean, there's always one or two ways to look at change. Either you're going to conform to it or you're just going to rebuttal it. What's your mentality going into like what makes my dealership stand alone from any other dealerships?
Well, I'll throw it back to you. There's 32 NFL quarterbacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you different than everybody else?
Fuck. But shit, I'll just be honest. My mentality is different. I think me at 32 years old, playing the game as long as I played it, my mental is different than when I came into the league at 2021, right? So when I was 20 years old, I had this more of an aggression way of thinking. It was individual based. Now, sitting at 32, I'm more of a be very strategic on how you move, how you maneuver, how you handle people. You know, relationships to me now is as important than it has ever been. Not to say I was rude, not to say I was disingenuous, not to say I was just this brash person, but I've learned so much. And, you know, knowing when to be aggressive and knowing when not to be aggressive is still being successful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's not that I'm better than anybody. It's not like somebody's better than me. It's more or less I think I'm becoming my best version of myself that everybody would love to say because of the trials, tribulations, the life experiences that I've had up to date. You know what I'm saying?
That's the big thing. I mean, everything changes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you get older, you learn from experiences and all that stuff. That's what I did. When I started in the business, I was just like, you know, goal focused, right? Like I literally wrote down and put something in my wallet that it was like, okay, by the time I'm 30, I want to own a car dealership. You know, and I mean, I just went at it, like, you know, and I might have been like an ass to people or push people too hard and all that because I wanted to get somewhere, but I also could see where it could get to. Now, like where you get there and everything, now it's like, okay, now let's try to change it up and grow even further because you can't always have that same mindset.
Right.
You know, that aggressiveness and all that. Like it becomes strategic aggressiveness.
People think you got to look a certain type of way, you got to act a certain type of way, but the core value that should be very key to every person is to just be yourself.
Yep.
Man, I was having a conversation with friends earlier today, and I was just telling them it's like, bro, you get so much further by not how much you can give a person, by not how much a person sees, but it's just the genuineness of who you are. And it's sad that we live in a day and time where being real, being true to who you are, that's a minority, you know, kind of characteristic. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody has something. Everybody is like, okay, Dan, like, hey, buddy, like, come over, let's play golf, or, you know, let's play poker, or let's, you know, put some steaks on the grill. But it comes with a deal. When me, I'm like, first thing I'm saying, like, I didn't want a favor without having something be reciprocated that I could bring to the table too.
Yep.
During the season, man, the alarm clock is 4:45. Hit it one time, it snoozes for 5 minutes. Hit it again, it's 4:55. I'm out of the bed, dressed, ready to go at literally 5:10 out of the house, right? Then I come to the stadium. That's my time to really debrief and really prepare myself with what the season or what that day is about to come with. And, you know, being affiliated with the Patriots is forced me to, you know, have that mental stamina to be able to go longer but feeling stronger as you're going. We would be remiss, or I would be remiss, if I didn't bring up this topic, you know what I'm saying, as we come into closure of this chat. Grew up in Massachusetts,
Yeah.
right? Big Patriots fan.
Yeah.
Take me through the time where you was sold out to the New England Patriots.
Like started,
but really like committed to. Like, what's your most memorablest game?
Well, my most memorable game isn't where it started. The most memorable game is the Falcons Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, I was there, so it was.
Oof.
It was crazy.
It was legendary.
Yeah.
Was it Houston?
It was Houston.
Houston, correct.
Yeah, Houston, and that was like the best game. But I think like when you sell out, it would have been like the '96 team that went to the Super Bowl and lost to the Packers. It, like Ty Law, Lawyer Malloy, Ted Johnson, Bledsoe was the quarterback. All that. So
right.
I think that was when I was bigger, like as a younger kid.
Right.
Red Sox were like everything because I played baseball and all that. So like the Red Sox were.
Nomar Garcia Parra.
Yeah, I mean like all that stuff. Like, but even before that, like Mo Vaughn, Dwight Evans, Jim Rice. Like watching all that, getting to that thing. So it was Red Sox, but then that '96 team was like it was fun to watch. Like they played well. They played good defense and all that, and then. Became a fan of it then, and then obviously in '01 is kind of when it just went crazy.
So for a person like myself who's new to the demographic of this region, what advice would you give a Cam Newton, a Kendrick Bourne, a John Jonnu Smith, a Hunter Henry, the Green Goblin, like all these new kind of people to the team? What would you say from a fan's perspective to be aware of, or to just know what to expect?
Stay off Boston Talk Radio. Don't listen to it. I mean, if you weren't from New England, like say like you didn't know, like they blindfold you, put you anywhere in the country, right? And they turn the radio on. You don't know where you're at.
Right.
You would think if you listened to Boston Talk Radio that like you were like in New York where like they hated Boston, right? Like because that's just what it is around here. There's people get fickle because of the fact that I think people take it for granted because Patriots have won so much.
Correct.
That like they don't understand like the run that they went on. That's not doable.
It's unmatched.
Yeah,
and it makes you respect the Danny Amendolas, the Julian Edelmans, the McGinnises of the world, the McCourty twins, the Matthew Slaters, the Tom Brady's, the Rob Gronkowski's, the forefathers, so to speak, of a dynasty. The Ty Laws, can't forget Ty Laws, but the Vince Worrell folks, the guys who really set the standard for what the Patriot Way is.
Yeah.
And for people who don't know or it's new, it's really a thing.
Yeah.
It's really a thing. And I was thinking like, man, I'm walking into here like, man, work is work. You know what I mean? I work. And this was when Jules was still on the team. And he was just like, bro, this is how it is. You know what I mean? Hey, Bubs, I'm telling you just like this, like, be ready to fucking work. Let's fucking go. Let's go. Right? That was just him. He was always wired. And then, like, for him, I think I fell in love with Jules and his mentality. And Jules was that individual that people look to. I know I look to to just say, hey, bro, this is how we do it. You know what I'm saying? This is what needs to be done. I'm not the one to say how things used to be, but if you're going to come here, you have to have this Warriors mentality. And it's not all physical. And that's what people forget. It's not all physical. It's mental, knowing that, oh, fuck, man, I already worked out. Damn, I got to go to a meeting. Bruh, come on.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Coach Bill instills in his players and in his coaching staff and everybody affiliated with the Patriots organization this Warriors mentality to figure it out, get it done. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I respect most, man. And as we kind of wrap things up, man, I'm here with my main man, Dan Obrien. And if you need a car in a Massachusetts area
or
New Hampshire,
yeah,
stop by Dan Obrien Automotive Group.
Yep.
Right? That's it, right? Boom.
Got it.
Come on, man. There go your commercial right there. You feel me? But you got to do it with me, Dan. And as I always say, one finger, one pinky, one thumb, one love.